It's the Not So Normal Rugby Show, and as usual, Lucian's got his clipboard. He's ready for action, and we're ready for action. It's your boy OCV, and of course my man LC. Another interesting week of a lot of on and off field things in terms of rugby. I mean, some interesting things coming out of this weekend also, especially in the Boland.
Yeah, hallelujah, OCV. First things first. Very good to be back once again chatting to you about rugby. And yeah, a lot of things happening on and off the field. We've heard a lot of things coming out of the Bock camp, all these strange things that are happening, but we are here to do a job, and hopefully we can do that job to the best of our abilities this evening.
As always, we are at our favorite ground, I would say,
Yeah.
for boys that grew up in the region, the district of the Boland area. It's always fun to be at the home of Boland Rugby, Wellington Stadium. I mean, a lot of great games have been played here at Currie Cup level, as well as some good club games. We're obviously looking forward to the top 12.
Yeah, a lot of big games have been played here. A lot of big names have come through the Boland system that have graced this field. I was looking at the pictures now, big names, Cornel Hendricks, Willie Leroux. There's so many Springboks that came through Boland, great Springboks that came through Boland. And what a privilege it is to be here tonight. And what a privilege it will be to host the top 12 here come end of the year.
Yeah, man, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. We have got to get right into it, though. But before we do that, we were at the Stadio Champion of Champions launch, and that's a thing of the past because it's officially game week, and it's right here underway on your Club Rugby Champion channel, Club Rugby Live. All the games are live, and we look forward to finals day as well. And if you want to support, obviously it's at Hamilton SP Rugby Club all the way out in Sea Point. So go and check it out. If you can't make it, you know where to find it. It's right here, right now, right down there. Click on there somewhere. A game is live. Anyways, we got to get back into the action because on the show, it's all about the action. And there was fantastic action all the way out in Gauteng. The Memorial Cup semi-finals was this weekend, and it was a Randfontein versus Pirates. Check this out.
Pirates nog steeds die bal hier so Estreisen. Kort aangee na die groot binnensenter. Welkom op Randfontein. Dit is Duncan Delport. Hy is letterlik en figuurlik teruggedra. Reinek aan die flank. Daar word nou nommers aan die buitekant. Divanel kort aangee na die buitesenter. Sino, wat op rond. Leave. Randfontein nog steeds bal in die hand. Nou is dit Franco Tiet. Lang aangee. Johan Swart wat man en bal saam kry. Manny Rodriguez, Benny Bijleveld. Ja, Benny Bijleveld. Randfontein ongelooflike sterk skram. Sino, Delport, Morrison die spasie. Itu. Laks wat afrond.
To act on it from now on,
Ek
okay.
wil dalk my nommer hier op die blad sit, maar as hulle hier kan druk en punt aanteken is die koel deur die kerk. Voordeel vir Pirates. Jordan Mills.
No, that's not the line.
Dis die verkeerde lyn, amper raak ek op opgewonde. Estreisen, Balkos, die voordeel in Balkos. Ja, hy druk. Ja, ongelukkig hy wat die bal ver gegooi. Pirates het nou lus geraak.
Tackle now, release.
Rugby. Dis Don Otto wat die bal opvat. Nel wat wag, hier's nommers. Baie hier buite Morrison. Laks Nsepe, Laks against met Eran. Ja, Sino en Morrison, pragtig. Ja, nee.
Well, there you have it, the Memorial Cup semi-finals, Randfontein and Pirates. Fantastic game on Saturday.
Fantastic game of rugby. Good to see once again the Gauteng teams being broadcasted live on Club Rugby Live. We bring you the best club rugby. Pirates playing against Randfontein there. I know a few of the guys playing for Randfontein both and for Pirates. Divanel, yeah, playing for Pirates, and Ethan Petu playing for Randfontein. Very good, very physical players up there, big, strong guys playing up there. But Pirates coming away with a victory there at the end. And obviously in the other semi-final, my team, or my alma mater, NVE Pikke,
Pikke, yeah.
yeah, they got the victory. over Wits. That match went into extra time. And the fly-off there of the Northwest University kicking 2 penalties to give the Puck a 33-27 victory there.
That was you a couple of years ago, kicking at goal for victory.
Yeah, I actually missed a kick for goal against Roses once for Paul.
Wow.
But that was in a warm-up game.
Warm-ups don't count. Warm-ups don't count.
Oh, it doesn't count, but yeah, it felt like that was a game between Paul and Roses. You're not gonna meet them in a league match, so you can't say that was like that was an all-out match, and I missed that kick there at the end to give Roses the victory. But the next week, guess what? I got the same opportunity against NTK. Your former team got an opportunity to kick for the win.
Don't remind me.
And got it over and secured victory for Paul in that one. So sometimes you miss them, sometimes you get them over. Just be sure that you are prepared for those moments.
Speaking of being prepared for these moments, your alma mater, they're going to be prepared for this final. It's a big grand challenge final. Eh?
Yeah,
it's a big final.
big final. If I can tell you one thing about the Northwest University, they are always going to be prepared. They have a rugby institute there, literally where you get brought up. You have the gym. You're living amongst rugby players. And you get an opportunity to study. That's why I love the student-athlete vibe so much, RCB, and the students being able to play against club rugby players as well, because it's physical. I remember how hard those guys, you come home sore after those matches playing against those big guys there up in Gauteng, RCB.
Did you guys have a specific diet when you were there?
To be honest, we got the education on what to eat. Okay. But being educated in something and actually going and implementing it is two different things.
Because I know diet plays a big role as well, and those boys are always big. But even on the game on Saturday, those are Randfontein boys, those Pirates boys, they're big boys.
Yeah, they're
big, man.
The big guys, I'm not going to say they have some magic juice there or something, but they get really big. They're really difficult to bring down, so, and they tackle hard. So yeah, hopefully we'll see one of those teams playing against. In the goal, it's going to be a Gold Cup, a Club Cup
we are
again.
hopeful, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see those Gauteng players playing against the boys that we are broadcasting every weekend here in the Western Cape and in the Boland.
Speaking of big players and big games, we had a big game on Saturday. It was the big West Coast derby in Saldanha, a tight affair. And of course, it was the noisy neighbours, Saldanha Bay, who came out on top. Enough from me though. Check this out.
Die skeieregter sê daar, vryskop papier gee vir Dingaan, Klaasen. Hy gee vir papier, hy stap binne toe. Pletter vat daar papier wat weer die skrimskakel wat die bal gaan optel, gee vir Esau lang aangee, bal gaan deur die hande. Mitchells, wat gaan hy doen? Wat sê die skeieregter? Ja! Skeieregter sê daai man ken sy reëls, hy kon hulle afvat. Williams het die bal vat, Williams raap binne toe. Williams, hy maak so 12 meter, 5 meter van die doellyn af en Saldanha die bal kom uit. Deur die hande. Pedro! Vaste skram, Kloete wat die bal optel. Skeieregter sê nee, los hom. Bal word daar gegee vir Maree wat hom opsit. Dis Lou. Die vleuel wat daar die bal optel. Bal word gehou daar deur die Korabi. Omgekeerde besit Bouwers. Esau. Dingaan. So 'n vlerkie aangee daar. Papier. Wat gaan hy maak? Pletter vat daar. Omgekeerde besit. Pedro wat daar die bal opsit. Bal word gevat deur Williams. Williams het 'n vinnige tikskop vat daar Kloete. Kloete gee met 'n beer. Die beer so 2 meter van die doellyn af. Kloete wat die bal wil optel agter die losgemaal. Die bal wat uitkom, hier's manne aan die buitekant. Boys!
Weskusbrood maak eisters groot. HCV, a match that went until the end there. Our clock said 84 minutes, but obviously we know that the referee is the sole judge of a time on the field. Saldanha coming away victors over Vredenburg.
It was always going to be a tight one. The noisy neighbours and their counterparts from Vredenburg. I think what it really just boiled down to was the fact that Saldanha knew that if they slipped up here, the potential opponents that they could face in the top 12 would be not a kind, favorable draw as well. And they were hungry to get it. You could see from the 78th minute, they were banging on the door consistently and constantly. So, I mean, it was tight, but hey,
Tight game,
they got
Good
on
try.
over Vredenburg.
Good try also there by our main man, Emil Boysen. Congratulations on scoring that winning try there at the end, smashing the dreams of Vredenburg. But there's
close,
always,
eh?
so close. But there's always next year for them. If we look at the other results in the Weskus, HSUV, Mamre defeating Hopefield 25-15 at home. Veldrift beating Paternoster 51 points to 31. And Young Hearts being defeated at home by St. Helena 12-44.
Big scores. Like you said, unfortunately, Vredenburg's dreams are in shatters right now. But I think Saldanha and St. Helena who's going to go through. One game left in that region, and we're going to see who finishes on top, because currently it is Saldanha still top, but only on points difference because they're on the same amount of log points.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what
takes that
happens.
top spot there,
Who gets that top spot. We also had some results in the Breë Langeberg, some very interesting results coming out of Rangers Robertson. This weekend.
Very interesting. McGregor were defeated by Montetjie Villagers 29 points to 36. Montetjie Town, they beat Swellendam 36 points to 10. So both Montetjie teams, they're putting on 36 points. Protea defeating Robertson Rangers at home 24 points to 20. And then Robertson Town drawing with Young Hamiltons 22 points to 22. And Worcester Villagers this week coming away with a victory at home 20 points to 6 over Ashton United.
That was a good one for Villa. This does bring into the equation Montague Club because both Robertson teams are on 69-68 respectively. Montague Club has got 2 games left.
Yeah.
And
it's a big derby this weekend against Montetjie Villagers. So
it's
big game Montetjie this weekend.
It's going to be an interesting weekend in the Boland indeed. So the Breë Langeberg is heating up. Obviously, Tow Park, they are relegated there. Still a two-way fight between McGregor and Swellendam for that positions as well. But we will be moving on, and we're going to go to the Noordwester. Some interesting results over there as well.
Results in the Noordwester. Citrusdal giving Young Spurs a hiding 45 points to 0. Delicious.
Oh, that was tough to take when I read that.
Narrow victory, Delicious over Invincibles 27 points to 25. And then the Eagles put on a 50 away from home against Excelsior, beating them 7 points to 55. And the Marines and the Majestics didn't have a game this weekend.
And of course, the logs looks, well, it's dejection for both Elandsbaai and Excelsior. They obviously don't make it, and they're going to go down. Delicious and Citrusdal leading the way there, but Eagles still in a position, because they're on 60, Citrusdal is on 61, especially after this weekend. I think it's going to be a tight one in there as well. And this is why the Boland leagues, especially in the Groot Uitdagers, is one of the best in the country, if not the world, just because of how tight it is. It's not just 1 or 2 clubs that really make their mark. There's always some other runners in there as well. So interesting there as well. And then the Swartland, there was some good rugby happening there.
Yeah, good rugby that was played there this weekend. Obviously, we were hoping to see the Abbotsdale versus Darling
game,
but
that would have been good.
That wasn't forthcoming.
Yeah.
So we move on to Moreesburg beating Koringberg at home 38 points to 22.
And that was for a special trophy as well. That was for a very special trophy. They played for a very special trophy this week. The inaugural winners of that trophy, Moreesburg. Putting on a show in front of the home crowd.
Yeah, putting on a show, keeping themselves in contention there. Saron being defeated against the leaders there, Westbank, 17 points to 48. And then Wittewater Villagers now in very dangerous grounds. They lost to Good Hope, 17 points to 36 at home.
Yeah, the logs doesn't really do much justice in terms of second, third and fourth. But Westbank is leading the way on 70 points. They've played 16 games. And then Darling, never despair on 14 points. Mauriceburg played their 17th game this week and they're sitting on 55. Darling, never despair, 54 and 53. And then, of course, Abbotsdale, who's only played 12 league
Still in the
games.
mix.
Cheap, it's tough to call it. But Westbank is definitely going to be there. There's not two ways about it. Unlucky for Koringberg. And then, of course, Villagers, Water. Even Portable has the opportunity to slip down there. So that bottom three is still tight. Either one of those three
Anything
can
can
still
still happen there,
get saved and stuff. So it's going to be tight there. We've got our last two sections that we need to look at. And this is my favorite sections of the
Of
Groot
course, the
Eendag.
Overberg.
And we'll start with, no.
Wit
We're
Centraal.
going to start with the Wit Centraal this time.
Yeah, okay. A very big match that was played in Ceres this weekend. Massive game. We saw the crowd there. It was, daar was die plek vir 'n meisie. I'm gonna do this in Afrikaans. Bella was daar, beide huis klop vir Hamlet, 31 punte. Groot game geweest. Jy het die crowd daar incredible. So natuurlik Ceres ook, hulle klop vir Temperance by die huis 26-22. Die Lises gee vir Tilbag 'n groot pak slaagstuur vir hulle streekuitdag toe met groot houe 54 punte teenoor 12. Hillcrest weer terug op die wenpad na hy skok nederlaag teen Tilbag. Hulle wen vir Newton 33-24. Natuurlik ons gaan net nou na die tyd net gesels oor die Newtown en wat daar gebeur het en dan natuurlik Woolsley teen Evergreen Sparrows. Woolsley verloor by die huis 34-39.
Ja, die log blykie vir my so heel wat verander het nie. Roses 71, Bella 75. Ek dink Hamlet moet miskien bid vir 'n groot miracle.
Kijk, Hamlet speel in naweek teen Roses. So
Maar dis
hierdie naweek is
dis juist
hierdie
my
naweek
punt.
is
Ek dink 'n gekwesde dier is 'n gevaarlike dier en dis hoe ek die Roses team kyk, verstaan jy?
'n gekwesde dier is 'n gevaarlike dier.
Ja, jy het mos die Weskus beroep, so ek praat van 'n gekwesde dier. So ek dink dis 'n kwessie van vir Roses veral om terug te kom na hulle basics toe. Tipe rugby wat hulle teen Belle gespeel het is nie juis die Roses wat ons ken en gewoond aan is nie. Maar kudos toe Bella, hulle het heeltemal uitgebuit en dit is 'n fantastiese wedstryd geweest, maar ek bedoel vir Roses om by die huis te verloor is.
Ja, kyk
Staf.
as ek ewen die span so gekyk het van Roses United, you know, hulle het vir Damien Engelde op 12 gestaan. Damien Engelde gewoonlik 'n loskakel of 'n heel agter, you know. Die binnesenter wat maak wat gewoonlik is, maak Andries wat gewoonlik op 12 is. Hy is 'n harde draer, hy dra die bal sterk vorentoe. Ryan Julius het ook hier gespeel, so was Bjork, al die manne is baie leemtes in hy Roses backline gewees wat hy daar gespeel het. So ek sien uit om hy starting line-up te sien van Roses die naweek teen Hamlet en of hy manne weer terug in die mix is.
Groot game.
Groot game.
Game. Kan nie wag om dit te sien nie. Gaan tyd wees, gaan 'n tyd affair wees. Ek glo gaan 'n tyd affair wees. Het jy skoor vir daai game? Nee, ek praat nou vir jou. Wie wen daai game?
Ek dink Roses gaan bo uitkom aan hy en
Wat is die telling?
telling 27-18 of dit gaan 'n close game wees. Dit gaan nie 'n weghardloop wedstryd wees nie.
21-17 vir my, Roses.
Roses.
Gekwesde dier meneer.
Jy sê Hamlet is gone.
Ek dink Hamlet is gone. Die naweek, no offense to die Hamlet fans, die naweek was net 'n bietjie. Ek dink die naweek was hy dood daai ding. As hulle vir Bella gewen het, was 'n momentum vir die Roses game en Roses te veel om te verloor op hierdie stadium van die liga om die game teen Hamlet te gooi man.
So hierdie stadium van die geveg.
Die geveg
jy wil nie nou
is nou round 11 van die heavyweight championship fight met so ons uithaal en wys hierso. Gepraat van uithaal en wys, Pabond die tiere van Bredasdorp. Hulle het baie lekker uitgehaal en gewys en lekker gekuier agter die doellyn van Kleinmond, maar jy het al die resultate daarvan nie.
Ja, en van die Overberg natuurlik. Black Leaves lyk my hulle het baie laat wakker geword. Hulle klop Grabouw 1916 by die huis. Genadendal wen vir Atlantics 32-17. Houston en Caledon die groot een. Houston wat daar as oorwinnaars het hy kragmeting, hy kom 28-27 en dan Bredasdorp Rangers wat 'n skouspel opgesit het teen Kleinmond. Hulle wen vir die reisende span 57 punte teenoor 11 en dan Safkol klop vir Botterivier 28-12.
Ja, kyk, Safkol 2 games oor, hulle is op 53. Ek dink regtig vir hulle is uit die mix uit daar. Genadendal Atlantics Grabouw. Daar's 'n 3-way fight daar vir wie streek toe gaan en verstaan jy, is tyd daaronder.
Ja.
Maar nou hierbo is dit net so tyd. Want Caledon het 70, Houston 66 en Rangers op 60. Maar Rangers het 2 games minder as Caledon gespeel en 'n game minder as Houston.
Ja. En kyk as jy die games kyk wat in naweek gaan gebeur.
Ja.
Caledon speel by die huis teen Bredasdorp Rangers. En Blackleaf wat nou lekker momentum opgetel het, hulle speel by die huis teen
Houston.
So all to play for there.
Ooh, it's gonna be tough, but we'll get through those fixes as well. As I said, those are the top 3 teams in the Overberg region. Ek dink dit gaan baie tyd wees. Baie tyd. Maar ons sien uit na skouspelagtige rugby.
Ja,
definitief. From the logs to something a little bit more human. It's been a tough couple of days for the ball and rugby fraternity, and we at the Not So Normal Rugby Show and Club Rugby Live and our entire extended families, we would like to send our best wishes and our sincerest condolences to the Billings family on the passing of their patriarch and as well as their boys and their cousin as well involved in a tragic accident.
Yeah, so we just want to send out our deepest sincerities and condolences to the Billings family, Coach Billings, who passed away in the car accident on their way to the rugby match. You never want to hear that. So to Coach Billings and the son Peter Jock and Albert Jr. and their cousin Kian Alexander, who passed away tragically in that car accident.
Yeah, and we would just like to once again send our love to the entire rugby fraternity, especially those in the Wit Central. I mean, it's tough losing players and family members, especially when they're on their way to play this game that we all so love near and dear to our hearts. So our heartfelt condolences to the family. But there is another shining light through that, is that their legacy will continue to live on. I definitely think the club is going to do something special.
Yeah, definitely they will do something special for them, RCB. I've got great reports from Coach Billings. They say he was a man that really loved the game. Both his sons played with him, so it's a big loss, and we trust that the right things will be done through Newtons and throughout the whole community in the Wit Central rugby fraternity. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it is that time. It's time for Coach's Corner.
Halleluja en welkom by hierdie segment van die Not So Normal Rugby Show hier op Club Rugby Live. Wat 'n wonderlike voorreg het ons hier vanaand om die hoofafrigter van Boland Rugby Unie saam met ons te hê, Coach Franzel September. Coach Franzel natuurlik het self vir die Boland gespeel en Coach Franzel is nou die afrigter hier. So Coach, gaan dit?
Goeienaand, baie dankie dat ek met julle kan wees. Gaan baie goed, lekker. Ja.
Awesome Coach, ek het nou lekker hier rondgestap hier so in die Boland. Ek sien Coach se foto's op haar. Coach het saam met groot name gespeel. Coach, hoe was die transition gewees vir Coach van speler na afrigter toe, en wanneer het daai transition gebeur, Coach?
Ja, maar al die pad dat 'n mens maar as leier maar bietjie voorgevat het en dat het maar gemaklik gebeur, eenvoudig laaste paar jaar wat ek gespeel het, was ek beseer gewees en kon toe daarvandaan af direk oorgaan 'n bietjie te help by Club Rugby, veral by Roses United en local clubs en die skole, die onder 18 kruiweekspan. Ja, so dit was maar dat het begin by okay, Jaap gou daar en toe die rugby klaar maak, toe het hy gogga gebyt en ja, ek love het om te coach.
Awesome Coach, so Coach het nou deur die ranks gekom, letterlik van onaf begin met die coaching en nou is Coach hierso by Boland. Coach, wat is Coach se plan, wat is Coach se doele of se doelwit met hierdie span wat Coach nou hierso tans het by Boland?
Ja, doel is maar ons moet 'n beker kry. Dit is maar die groot doelwit dat dit hierdie jaar begin. Ons het 'n probeerslag gehad en ons het 5de geëindig uit die 10 span uit. So ons maar nou weer gaan en weer probeer bietjie beter voorberei. Besig om te reflekteer nou of hoe ons die ding kan beter doen, slimmer doen en meer effektiever doen. So ja, maar 'n beker is maar wat 'n mens graag wil hê, maar ook om te sien dat daar groei is vir ons klubspelers. Ek glo daaraan dat ons manne kan op hierdie vlak speel, is net bietjie meer voorbereiding nodig, maar dit is maar die doel om soveel as moontlik van ons klubspelers geleenthede te gee om dan die bol aan te trek ook, ja.
Coach Franzel, die development van jong spelers en hy transition van under 20, under 21 natuurlijk en dan in die senior span. En hoe belangrik is dit vir 'n jong speler, veral as jy verstaan, jy het nou nie die kanse gehad wat die meer gesogte spelers gehad en jy moet jouself opgewerk het. Baie van die ouetjies se mentality 'n dip so bietjie. Hoe important is dit om daai transition met hulle te vat van 'n mental aspect?
Jo, dit is 'n baie goeie vraag want ons vind dit nou dat kyk op klubvlak of skoolvlak dan sekere skole en klubs het nie die voordeel of geniet nie die voordeel wat ander geniet, befondsing, fasiliteite, die infrastruktuur is nie dieselfde nie. So baie ouens word ook nie so hard gedruk om harder op hulle eie te oefen, kilometers op die bene te sit, bietjie harder te werk as net om in die span te oefen nie. En baie kere is daar maar 'n leemte aan dit en dan ook sodoende ons kan sien sekere skole, klubs of ja, hulle speel meer wedstryde as die ander, meer kompeterend as die ander. Ja, en dit help maar met jou ontwikkeling en dan jou voorbereiding, afrigting wat jy kry. So dis nogal 'n enorme taak en dis 'n groot leemte binne in die Boland, maar dis iets wat nou baie graag aangespreek word en baie goed aangespreek word met die aantal rugby wat nou gespeel word by die klub rugby. Is vir my ek dink Boland klub rugby en skole rugby selfs is nou op sy gesondste in terme van hoe die manne speel. Is nou net ons het daai moeilike taak om die spelers maar nou te kies. Ja. Maar daar's soveel baie om van te kies. Ja. Maar daar's ook so baie leemtes wat daar is. So jy moet daai twee en nie manne seermaak nie. Want op mens moet maar hoop gee as hy nie hoop gegee word, hoe gaan jy dit maak? Maar ek dink ons is talentvol, maar daar's baie leemtes soos hy. Ja.
Want dit is nie die jong spelers en ek en jy het al gepraat, dis nie die jong spelers wat deur daai mental dip gaan nie, want sommige van die senior ouens veral op klub vlak, die ouetjies speel klipbaar jaar en jaar uit, maar hy kry nie die kans om gesien te word nie. Is daar strukture, is daar 'n scouting team in plek veral vir die ouens wat nou daar buite is? Ek bedoel die Boland is die grootste rugby in die wêreld. Daar is so baie klubs en ek dink baie van die klubs en die spelers verstaan nie dat daar's nie die mannekrag noodwendig om elke wedstryd, elke naweek te kyk nie.
Huidiglik is daar nou strukture wat in plek kom. Soos ek kan sê, ons het hierdie jaar begin met 'n elite program wat ons van verlede jaar November af hardloop het. En ons het, soos ek sê, ons het spelers in ons kavalierspan gehad, 75% average wat klubplayers is. So ons het die program in die gou gesit en gesien okay, dit kan werk en in die verlede was daar subpeniale spanne wat jy kan maak. Daar was amateurspanne wat jy kan gemaak het die onder 21 het dubbel rondes gespeel en daar was daai spanne wat jy nou kan uitgepoel het, maar soos nou, daar is net 'n kavalierspan. En dit maak 'n bietjie moeilik en as 'n onder 20 span wat daar is en die transition oor is maar altyd moeilik want kondisionering en voorbereiding is maar 'n groot hoe kan ek sê iets wat aangespreek moet word. Maar ek dink huidiglik wat ons nou in plek het is om nou weer spelers te identifiseer. Ons nooi so klubmanne nooi ons in wat ons nou die klub was as by uitkom maar ons het nou net 'n development committee meeting ook uitgekom waar daar groot planne aan die gang is om die scouts daar buite te kry en manne te kry wat te help om die talente identifiseer want
ja, hier's twee ouens, twee gekwalifiseerde coaches wat
ja, nee,
ek bedoel
ek kan dit nie alleen doen nie. Club Rugby Live help ook baie met ons as afrigters om games te kyk. Ons kan al die games kyk met die manne wat nou stream so en dan kan jy maar manne nooi ja, so ja.
Ja, awesome coach. Natuurlik, julle het nou nie 'n groot squad hierso by mekaar nie. Coach, wat doen julle huidiglik in terme van kondisionering vir die ouens en wanneer is julle volgende kompetisie?
Volgende kompetisie is nog wagtend, maar dit voorlopig is beplan vir volgende jaar 2023 wat is Maart maand begin. Dan speel ons tot Junie maand toe, maar daar is 'n moontlike kompetisie wat hulle ook wil speel so prelim, dit so 3-4 weke van Februarie maand af. So huidiglik is ons nou besig met so 15, 18 spelers wat ons het inbring besig met afseisoen. Is die lekker tyd om 'n afseisoen te hê. Die off-season is 'n lekker gedeelte waar die manne kan sterk kry en beter kry en allerlei niggles uit te sorteer. Maar die challenge is ook daar dat van die manne moet klub rugby speel. So manne kom in 'n niggle in. So is maar challenging nog steeds. Maar dis sover ons het afseisoen wat ons nou maandag en dinsdag en woensdagoggende saam oefen as 'n groepie. En dan stuur ons die manne huis toe en dan jy maar oor die naweek jou eie goedjies maar gaan aanpak, maar ook jy het 'n program wat jy moet volg, ja. So dis maar wat ons nou doen.
So wat moet Lucian nou doen as hy nou wil in die squad kom?
Lucian moet seker maak dat klub rugby live nie wedstryde uitsaai nie. Dat ons die manne kan sien nie. Nee,
Altyd lekker man, altyd lekker om er is om 'n grappie te maak. Miskien maak ons
as maar altyd soos jy sê, as jy daar buite is en ek het verlede week 'n e-pos gekry van 'n ouer wat wil weet my kind is talentvol, my kind wil baie graag vir die Boland speel. Sê ek moenie worry nie, daar die munisipale kompetisies is daar. Ons oë is daar. Ons gaan daar die wedstryde dophou en hopelik dit word ook gestream sodat ons by almal kan uitkom. Maar daar is nou 'n pathway wat daar gecreëer word. Jy speel vir jou klub, jy speel munisipale kompetisie. Jy kom in die top 12, whether jy in gemeenskap speel of streekuitdag speel, jy word dopgehou want ons het die keders het nou eenhand is 'n proewe bygewoon van die streekuitdag van die munisipale kompetisie en ons het 2 spelers gesien daar wat nogals talentvol is. So wat ons in die mix kan bring. So ek sê die klub rugby voel ek persoonlik is nou op sy gesondste. Hy is baie gesond, maar ook sodoende hy maak laat klaar so die voorbereiding kan bietjie gekneelter word vir ons kampanje. Dis hoekom ons gaan aan, maar ons hou manne dop, maar dit is nie verlore nie. So dit wil nie sê okay, ek het nou klub rugby gespeel in die finaal, die coach gaan my nie dop hou nie, so daar's nog tyd. Daar is tyd, so die manne moet maar net vasbyt, ja.
Coach, laaste vraag van my af, coach. Coach, wat se tipe rugby kan ons verwag gaan die Boland speel in 2023?
Ja, soos ek sê, Boland is maar span, ons wil die bal 'n bietjie gooi, maar daar's maniere hoe jy die bal wil gooi. Jy moet kontinuïteit hê om in jou spel vir alles wat jy doen. Jy moet as jy defensive wise, ons wil beter defensive wees. Ons wil meer effektief tackle. Ons wil daardie goed is nie in ons eie areas rugby speel nie. So ons wil bietjie slimmer speel om dinge te doen op 'n beter manier, bietjie wyser wees as wat jy jouself moeg maak. Maar ons moet die bal gee. Ek dink dit is as jy nie Boland is as jy is verantwoordelik, maar sodoende het ons ook gesien ons vaste fasette scrims en lynstaande as jy jou man daar kan staan. So definitief wil ons daai aspek van ons baie verbeter. Maar ja, ons moet druk.
En vaardighede is alles in rugby. Van om te tackle is 'n skill, om te kan defend op 'n defensive line is 'n skill. En dis genoeg coaches en talent wat hy job kan doen. En op die einde van die dag dink ek die brand of rugby wat die Cavaliers gaan speel, gaan baie mense verras van volgende jaar. Dia was maar hy trial phase man. 'n trial phase. Van wat ons al gesien het wat by Roses gebeur het. Toe coach daar was, ek bedoel, fantastiese hardloop rugby, maar dit was baie structured ook in 'n manier waar die ouens se skills tentoon gestel kan word. Nie net skill set vir pop passes en goedjies. Attacking is a skill, passing is a skill, running lines are skills. So ek is baie excited vir dit maar net so voor ons klaar maak vir die fans daar buite, vir die Boland fans, die club rugby fans en die Cavaliers fans. Sê gewoon net vir hulle, hoe belangrik is dit om die top 12 finals te kom kyk net hierso?
Jo, dis een van die beste dinge wat jy nie kan vooruitmis nie. As afrigter is baie nerve-wracking, maar dit is so exciting want as altyd iemand wat ontpop hierso. Ek is baie excited. Ek dink ons moet agter mekaar staan, jy wat by die tuisdorp is en jou tuisdorp of jou streek speel uitkloppe, staan agter mekaar want ek dink net dat ons het so 'n groot aandeel wat ons nou kan maak met die rugby binne in ons gemeenskappe, 'n beter land create, 'n beter Boland create deur op te daag en jou beste te gee en goed te represent sodat en kompeterend te wees. Dis maar waaroor dit gaan rugby. Rugby gaan maar it's all about winning. Maar almal kan nie wen nie, maar die top 12 is. Ek sien uit daarna. het gaan nerve-wracking wees.
Well, the fight for the top 12 continues, but dit was Coach's Corner met Coach Frans in September. En ja man, altyd lekker om te gesels, lekker om rugby te gesels met 'n rugby brein. In fact, die rugby brein van die Boland Cavaliers. Ons is nou weer terug. Always a lekker chat, Coach's Corner. It's always nice to from a coach's perspective, have that feel of the way they think of what's happening in certain situations in the game. I mean, myself and you, we've done it plenty of times. So it's lekker, man. It's lekker to hear from somebody else. Because a lot of times the coaches get the blame for when things don't go right on the field. But you can only do so much when you're standing on the sidelines there.
Yeah, and obviously he's coaching me with the Boland Cavaliers for next year. I'm throwing my CV in there to play Currie Cup again.
Yeah.
So always
just
good
let me
to
know that to speak to
I'm
myself
ready
and
again,
Michael
I'm
or
ready.
his agents here.
Yeah, so it's always good to have a chat to coaches and just to get their views on things.
Yeah.
What is their perspective? Obviously, we are never going to know everything OCV, so it's always good to get outside information or new tricks of the trade, you can say. So it's good to have Coach Franzo on the show.
Yeah, doing a fantastic job with the Boland senior team. Started out, did a fantastic job with the Roses as well. So I think he's going to have a keen eye on what's happening at Hamlet Roses this weekend. But we've got to go through some Boland and Western Province selected fixtures. Let's start with Western Province because it's playoff time already in the Western Province.
So this weekend they'll be playing
Super League.
playoffs at the City Park.
Yeah.
We know we have Falls Bay playing against Marties. And then the other big one, Durban, playing against UCT. The Super B semi-finals will be Helderberg playing against BLR, and Hansen Arts taking on St. George's.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. And then the Super C fixtures, Strand taking on Calmo, and CPUT taking on Makassar. So all to play for there in the Western Province Super League.
All to play for. I'm going to ask quickly. CPUT Makassar, who do you think?
CPUT is going to take that one.
There's another. Let me quick Super B fixtures. Quick Super B fixture. Bellower, Helderberg.
Helderberg is going all the
you
way
think
to
Helderberg?
Super A. Yeah, I think Helderberg is taking the Super A by storm next year. Next year, yeah, I think Helderberg is really. They went unbeaten throughout the whole season, and I think they're going to go unbeaten throughout the playoffs as well. And I think they're going to stick it to some of the Super A teams next year.
And speaking of Super A, Durban, UCT. Who's winning that one?
UCT. I'm going with the underdog, OCV. I'm going with the underdog.
Always going with the underdog. Not the underdog. According to me, they're a strong team. So I'm going Durban. But that's Western Province done and dusted. They're in playoff mode. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with them this week. Moving over to the Boland.
Yeah.
A lot of interesting games. And you've got the fixtures there. Roll us out. The red carpet.
There's some big fixtures that I picked out for this weekend. Obviously, the big one in the Wit Central, Roses taking on Hamlet. Then there are two big games that we spoke about earlier, also in the Overberg, Caledon taking on Bredasdorp Rangers and Black Leaves against Houston. And then the fourth big one, Moreesburg taking on Darling, number 3 taking on number 2 for that spot there. So that's gonna be a big one there in the Swartland. And then the one I picked in the Weskus this weekend, Langebaan taking on Hopefield. The reason for that being is because they are there in that relegation battle. So obviously with the points difference there between Langebaan and Hopefield, 4 points. So if Langebaan can come away with a victory this weekend, it will catapult them there out of that relegation zone. And then the last one, the Montetjie Derby. Obviously Montetjie Club taking on Montetjie Villages there in Montetjie.
Who wins that game?
I think Montetjie Club wins that one. I think they make it. They make things awkward there on top with the guys at the top. So I think Montetjie Club comes away victory.
Langebaan or Hopefield?
Langebaan is going to come.
I'm
away
just picking
victory.
out selected random fixtures here.
Yeah.
We all know how tight it is in the Swartland as well. Who wins that one? Darling or Moreesburg?
I think Darling is going to come away victors there.
Oh, Cassidy Lewis
Yeah,
and his Darling
I
team.
I think Darling goes to Moreesburg and they pick up the
They get the
victory,
W there.
It's going to be a tight game. Don't make no mistake about
Roses
that.
Hamlet. Who wins that one?
Roses.
Roses? Yeah, I'm also obviously calling it Roses. Black Leaves, Houston. It's Derby Day. It's tight. The Black Leaves on the road. Who wins that?
Black Leaves have been on a mission. I think they're like 4 or 5 games they've gone on the top.
Yeah, unbeaten now.
And I think they make things. They're gonna shift things there on
There's
the
gonna
top.
be a shift.
If they can beat Houston, that brings Bredasdorp Rangers right back into the mix.
Speaking of Caledon, Bredasdorp Rangers, die tiere, Pabond.
I think I'm gonna go with Bredasdorp Rangers pulling up something here. I know you. That's a team that you admire as well. So I think Bredasdorp Rangers go to Caledon and cause a 1-point upset there in that match. What do you think?
So op die heuvel is tough out buite. I'm also going Rangers. So yeah, we at the Not So Normal show this week, we're backing Rangers for a win, just to create a little bit of excitement in that Overberg region. But hey, those were the fixtures, and it's right about time where we have to say goodbye. Lucia, it's been absolutely fantastic being at the garden of
You can say
Boland rugby.
my home, my second
Is it
home.
your home?
I
Yeah,
love
it's your
Boland,
home,
yeah.
yeah. It's everybody's home. I think this is a fantastic ground. The players that have graced this field and have sat in this boardroom and had after-match functions, I mean, we're talking about a world stars here. But hey, it's always fantastic being here. So we want to thank, obviously, the entire executive committee of the Boland Rugby Union for not only allowing us here, but also partnering with us on the streams as well. And then, you know, we can't do this without you guys, the viewers. And of course, the man that I want to say thank you to the most is Mike from Rhino Productions. It's a Rhino Productions thing every week, pal.
Yeah.
And Mike is always like, Herschel, you gotta do better. Lucian, you gotta do better. But we love him. We love him. So we want to thank you, Pierre. Lucian, you as well, my man. It's been absolutely fantastic. We're almost getting to the final episode of the first season, but a lot more rugby to come.
A lot more rugby to come and a lot more of these chats to come, RCB. We look forward to, you know, we want to do it for the viewers and just to entertain, bring good information and just interact. So hopefully in the future we'll find more and more creative ways to get you, the viewer, more involved, RCB. And we'll just take this platform to higher and higher levels as the rugby also goes to higher and higher levels.
Yeah, indeed it is. A lot to look forward to on next week's show. We're excited. I know you guys are excited as well. Go and support your local clubs. It's absolutely fantastic being in and around the grounds. It is finals fever in the Poland, in the Western Province, and in Gauteng. For myself, LC, Mike, and the entire crew, it's cheers till next weekend. See y'all.